Alright guys, I was just going to do a quick video on the problems that you had questions with. So just watch the pages that you do have questions with. I'm going over 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 9 at the end. So for number 2, the first thing we're going to do is split this apart like we did in class. We're going to take the first part of the first binomial times the second binomial. So it's 2 times this whole group. And then we're going to do radical 7 times that whole group. So first make sure you're doing that part correctly, that you're splitting that apart. We're splitting the first one apart and distributing it to the second one. And then we distribute in each group here. So this is 2 plus 6 radical 7 for the first group. And in the second group we get radical 7 plus, that's going to be 3 times radical 7 is just 7. So we get 2 plus, just watch your math here, there really is an invisible 1 in front of this radical 7. So that's going to be 7 radical 7. And then 3 times 7 at the end changes to 21. So we get final answer 23 plus 7 radical 7. Alright, so I hope that helped whoever needed help with number 2. Alright, number 3, we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're going to split this apart. So I'm going to take the 3 first times that second group. Let me make sure I make that make a 2. And then it's the other part of the first binomial, the negative 4 radical 2 times the second group. And then we're distributing in each group here now. So that's 15 minus 18 radical 2. And then this group is going to be negative 20 radical 2. And then negative 4 and negative 6 is positive 24. And radical 2 times radical 2 is just 2. So we're going to get 15 minus 38 radical 2 in the middle. And then on the end that's going to change to 48. So just make sure you combine these two end numbers now. That's going to be 63 minus 38 radical 2, which was the final answer. So hopefully that helped. If it didn't, just let me know and I can help you figure out what your misunderstanding is individually after school. Alright, number 4, be careful with these. I was seeing weird things happening here. These are not conjugates. So when it has the squared, what we have to remember to do is that means that we write it as that times itself. So just be careful. Those are not conjugates because it doesn't have opposite signs, so you can't do the shortcut. You still do need to FOIL this together or double distribute it together. So it's 4 times the second one, and then it's the negative radical 6 times that second group. So then it's going to be 16 minus 4 radical 6. And then when we distribute here, that's going to be minus 4 radical 6 again. And then that's minus and minus, which is plus. Radical 6 times radical 6 is just 6. And then we combine at the end. That's going to be 22 minus 8 radical 6 in the middle. So I hope seeing that work helps you out. Alright, number 5 was the one with the biggest amount of questions. So let's look at this one carefully. This is going to be 2 radical 5 times 4 radical 5 minus radical 2. And then the second part is plus 3 radical 2 times that second group, 4 radical 5 minus radical 2. And then we're distributing here, we get 8 times, this is radical 5 times radical 5, which is just 5, minus 2, and then we have 2 radicals here. We want to multiply the inside numbers together and keep them inside, so that would be radical 10. Plus, multiply here, we get 12 on the outside number. Radical 2 times radical 5 is radical 10. And then minus 3 is the outside number, but radical 2 times radical 2 is going to give me 2. So we're going to get 40 minus, plus 10 radical 10. And then minus 6 at the end. And just combine these two end numbers now. That's 34 plus 10 radical 10. And that should be your final answer. Alright, the last one we're looking at is 9. This one is a conjugate, so this one we will do the shortcut. I know it's a conjugate because when I'm looking here, these have the opposite signs. Everything else is the same. So I can do the shortcut and do a squared minus b squared. So it's going to be 2 radical 6 squared minus 8 squared. Just watch this first part. Make sure you're distributing the squared to both of those. This is really going to be 4 times 6 minus 8 squared is 64. So we get 24 minus 64, which gives us the final answer of negative 40. So it's usually back up here in this distribution step where people make mistakes that we're not distributing the squared to both of them. So just make sure that that gets distributed to both groups. Alright, I hope you found this video helpful and it helped you to figure out whatever ones you did have questions on from this homework assignment. I will see you guys all tomorrow.